Hi, some thoughts for today, the Feast of Trinity. One of the most dangerous jobs during the Second World War was sailing in convoy, and the worst danger of all was sailing in the convoys bound for Russia. If a ship was torpedoed, a person perished quickly in the icy waters, unless help came immediately. One day a chaplain came to a man who was sailing in these convoys and asked him for any special impressions. "I don't think," he said, "that there was anything I can tell you." "But," said the chaplain, "I know that you've been bombed, torpedoed and machine gunned. There must have been something that has made some lasting impression on you that you will remember forever." "Well, yes," he replied, "there is something, or rather, there are two things that I shall always remember. The first is the sound of men's voices in the sea at night when you can't stop to pick them up. The other is the sound of people's voices complaining in the shops at home." The sailor was making a plea for holding things in perspective and for everyone to look again at the world around them. One writer puts it this way: the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. And that is precisely what is happening to Nicodemus. Jesus is urging him to look at the same landscape but with fresh eyes, inspired by a new heart. Nicodemus wants to get all the events, the chatter and feelings that have surrounded this Jesus into some sort of perspective. Nicodemus has been both stirred and shaken. Jesus has arrived in town, he's thrown out the money changers, scattered the cattle and sheep as well as the pigeon sellers. Then he has said to those who are appalled at his actions, "Destroy this sanctuary, and in 3 days I will raise it up again." Nicodemus has been a witness to all this. He's heard the outrage expressed by his colleagues. He's felt their anger and resentment. Also, he has heard all the stories from Galilee that have caused such excitement and felt the love and respect that has surrounded this Jesus. As a result, Nicodemus decides to get it all into some sort of perspective by going to talk to the person of Jesus himself. That is not always easy. We are often blinkered and only see what we've always seen or what someone else's prejudice has conditioned us to see. Do you remember the nursery rhyme? "Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been?" "I've been up to London to look at the Queen." "Pussycat, pussycat, what saw you there?" "I saw a little mouse under the chair." Confronted by the Queen, the cat could not actually see the Queen because the cat was really not interested in queens, and the concept of royalty meant nothing. The cat was only interested in mice. The cat may see a lady sitting on a chair, but not a queen on a throne. Nicodemus is a bit like a cat. He cannot see the king yet. However, something is telling him to see beyond the prejudice and hatred expressed by his colleagues. Also, something within him is telling him he ought to see something more in this man. Nicodemus makes the brave decision to come to Jesus and to see and hear for himself. Throughout his earthly life, Jesus has thrown out the invitation to everyone to come to him. Jesus has said, "Listen to me, give me your time, and allow your heart to be inspired, moved, changed, so that your whole view on all things will be so different." Would that Jew and Palestinian could look at one another and see differently and past the carnage of hate. Would that we could see beyond the colour of a person's skin and see our common humanity with all its beauty and mystery. If only as Jesus pleased today, heart could then speak to heart and be changed forever. Jesus invites us to go with him on a voyage of discovery and to see everyone and everything around us with new eyes and to see with an open and positive heart. We must be unlike the businessman who was congratulated by the master on how well his new shop was doing. But the businessman replied mournfully, "Well, yes, thank you, but look at the front doors. If so many people continue to push through them, I shall soon have to change the hinges." We need to come to God and put all our old ideas and thoughts at risk, just like Nicodemus. We need to unlearn so that much we have taken for granted and left unchallenged so we can begin again. It will mean opening ourselves up to God in prayer and the reading of his word. We need to come to Jesus, to accept his invitation. It could change our world and change the world upside down. And oh, how it needs it. Travel safe, pilgrim.